Come sip something, come smoke something. You is now tuned into the Killer Mix podcast.
The Killer Mix.
It's Kate. Yeah. YT, play that shit. I'm Kayla, I'm that bitch. Yes, I'm real, I'm legit. Never broke, I'm always rich. If you try me, you'll get hit. Yeah, yeah. Cause I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. Said I'm that bitch. Yeah, I'm Kayla, I'm that bitch. Yes, I'm real, I'm legit. Never broke, I'm always rich. If you try me, you'll get hit. Yeah, yeah. Cause I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. I'm that bitch. Yeah, yeah. Said I'm that bitch. Look. All these bitches wanna hate.
What's up? You're now tuned into the Killer Mix podcast. I'm your host, Big Fofty, and I got my special guest with me today.
What's up, y'all? It's KayTheWordSmith. How y'all feeling?
Okay. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just chilling. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Shoot, I got a nap, so I guess you know what I mean. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
So how you feeling? How you feeling about everything? Music.
So music, I'm feeling pretty good. Like right now, I'm kind of in a space where I really see the vision very clearly. You know, I'm just like I got my eye on the prize. You know, I'm very spiritual. So like I've seen some things like through prayer, and I'm like, all right, I've seen this. I see the vision, like literally and figuratively. Like I've had visions, and I've had dreams, and I'm like, I know where I'm gonna go. Like I know the next steps. I got the plan. I just gotta just execute it.
Okay. How's your So with your music, you know what I mean, what stories you trying to tell?
Oh, so my story. So one of my songs is actually called Prologue. And so that is kind of, I say in the beginning, this is the prologue to my story, because I started writing music when I was 13, like 12, 13, because I said in that story, once upon a time when I was sitting on the bathroom floor, had a motivation, thought I ain't that shit to live for. Like those are the first words to that song. So that's kind of how it all started, because when I was like a little girl, I had a lot of problems. I was like very depressed. So I was like, all right, music, that's the way out. So I listened to a lot of artists that helped me kind of get out of that mental state. And so that's kind of, I want to be that artist for other people, especially younger people, because that's what helped me when I was, a teenager.
Okay. What kind of, which you said you listen to different artists to help you get out of that state. What kind of artists you listen to?
Ooh, see, here's where I'm going to go back to my teenage days, because a lot of people don't know that I listen to like every form of music. I do pop, rap, alternative, punk, literally everything. So at the time, I was one of those girls that was obsessed. Don't clown me, but I was obsessed with One Direction, the little boy band. So I had posters all over the room, cardboard cutouts, like everything.
That serious?
Like it was that serious. I was like,
you wasn't like
OD
a
fangirl.
Fan. It was
I was a fan of them too, but One Direction was the one. Like they were the one for me. Like the day I went, listen. So I was like all over One Direction. There was this girl group called Little Mix. I loved them. So mostly those two groups helped me like out of that state. And also, if y'all heard of like Becky G, now she's like a Latin artist, but back then she was rapping and singing. So I was like, I want to be like her, because she's rapping, singing, she's around my age. So she kind of set that role model for me. Like, okay, I could do that one sometime, Definitely a lot of artists.
Most definitely. And you said you were around what, age 14?
Yeah. So I started writing when I was 13. It was crazy because it just came naturally to me. I don't know why. And that's why I'm the wordsmith, because I've always loved words. Like when I was a kid, I would read for fun. Other kids are watching TV, I'm reading a book. Like I'll be reading books. I would, I always loved writing in school. And then, so when I was, as I got older, then it just kind of came naturally. Like when I was 13, I would write songs. I remember I would literally be in school. I should have been doing classwork. I'd be writing songs in class under my desk, in my little school agenda. Like I was just always writing in church, writing song lyrics on paper. Like it was literally around the clock.
When did you start taking it serious?
So taking it seriously, when I started writing at 13, I was very shy and I didn't really come out of my shell until college. So when I was like 17, I was still kind of, skeptical about it. But then that's when I wrote my song, the So Sick remix. But I didn't release that and record it until I was about 19, like 2 years later. So like 2019 was when I entered my first showcase at my college, and I placed third place. And I was like, all right, I was kind of disappointed. But then 6 months later, I entered another showcase and I got first. So that's when I was like, okay, now I can see this going somewhere because now I'm getting the accolades that I'm looking for.
You're getting in your bag.
Definitely, yeah.
Hell yeah. So even when you was and you did all your years in college, right?
Yeah, so I did 5 years in college. I got 4 years for bachelor's, 1 year for master's. Ooh. So, I got 2 degrees, young, black, educated, Listen, I had to do it to them real quick.
Some people don't got 1.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Got 2 of them, exactly.
You got 2 degrees.
I might get 3, I don't know yet, Gotta be Dr. K,
So you just performed at the Rhythm of the Mic showcase. How was it going into that? What was your mindset?
So going into it, I think the old me would have been very nervous, but the new me, because I'm like, I've done this before, like I'm very, I wouldn't say I am very confident but not cocky, because I'm like, all right, like I got this, but also I'm like, I'm not better than anyone here, so I'm like, I know what I came here to do. I got my music. I'm going to be, just be my best, just go into it. No nerves, because there's no need for anxiety when I know that I can execute this performance.
How did you feel when the execs asked you to freestyle?
Then I was like, all right, so because they say you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. So I'm like, okay, so really quick, let me just spit something for them because I'm like, just got to pull it off,
Most definitely. Was you able to tap in with any of them?
Yes, there was. I forgot his name, but after the show, the black man came up to me and with the card. So I don't know his name, but yes. So he came up to me after the show. So luckily I was able to get that, that contact. Hopefully I hear from them in the future,
Most definitely. So now even going into your career, what's your end goal?
So my end goal, I see myself, I wouldn't even say be famous because that's just like a side effect of the career, but I just want to impact people with my art. Like whether it's, and because I do so many different forms of art, I do, song, dance, writing, poetry. I definitely want to incorporate all of that into my art. I want to be an all-around artist. I don't want to compare myself to any existing artist, but I want to be somebody who can sing and dance and rap live while, being very, versatile.
Yeah, you do poetry?
Yes, I do poetry. I'm actually trying to write a book for poetry. It's in the works, so I'm trying to publish that either this year or next year. But I got a lot of things on my plate. I'm trying to do a poetry, book, a rap, maybe even singing project. I want to do a maybe even separate singing EP. So I want to do a lot of different stuff.
Okay, definitely. You can spit a poem?
Oh yeah, okay. So let me see real quick. Okay, I got this. I want to tell you something, but why should I? Why put it on the table when you only fed me lies? Day after falling out, I almost committed suicide because it felt like you were my all. But to you, I was a piece of ass. I was just a conquest. I didn't know I was being graded, but I guess I failed the test. That's just a little snippet of one of my poems. So a lot of my poetry is very personal, like based on, and music too, like based on my past experiences. Like I get deep. So I'm trying to, dig deep and again help people who've been through the same things that I've been through,
Just coming from your past and even growing up and building yourself into being a strong black woman in today's society, it's definitely hard. So for you to be able to impact other females, even males, is the first step in everything. How do you feel like, what's I know you said you a teacher, right?
Right.
Yep. That's definitely. Which subject you teach?
I teach English, so of course, I'm the wordsmith, so I got to teach English.
Definitely.
Listen, because I love words. I love wordplay. I love, sneaking in those little, those little things. Like in one of my songs, so my song Heaven, that whole song is like wordplay because it goes off of a scripture that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And so that's Isaiah 54 verse 17. And then, so when I said in the song, I said, y'all will never prosper is giving lethal weapon, like citing that scripture. And I said also like another biblical thing. I said like, y'all sheep in the herd, I've been the goat. I was gonna make that lyric something else, but I feel like the Christians would have been mad because, I was gonna make it like, y'all Shadrach and Meshach, I'm a Bendigo. But I changed it because I feel like that's too, because also like I love God, but I don't, so I don't want to, step too hard. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to change the lyric.
Well, definitely. So do you do gospel music too?
I do not, but I've been getting a lot into gospel rap, there are some really fire female gospel rap artists that I definitely have gotten into. So I feel like eventually I want to maybe even try that in my music, You know, because you see like Kirk Franklin and Kanye or whoever collaborating. So I feel like if they can do it, you know, I can do it too. I can, you know, do whatever genre. I definitely want to do a lot of genres in my art, you know, because I listen to all these kinds of music. I would definitely even want to do like a punk record one day or like an alternative song, you know, anything, you know, in that area.
Who got you into church?
Oh, so I grew up in church. My mother, it wasn't by choice, but, you know, I'm happy that she did because she was like, you going to church. Whether or not I liked it, she said, get yourself up, you going to church, whether you like it or not. Yeah. So that church was actually, I'm thankful for that because church got me into dancing and singing. If it wasn't for church, I wouldn't have gotten into that stuff. Okay. So, you know, started off dancing on a little church team, then it was, you know, a little choir, and then just went up from there. So.
How did it feel when they gave you the option if you wanted to go to church or not?
Ooh. So I didn't get an option to go to church till I was 18, pretty much when I started college. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to stop going. However, I was in college and I joined, we had a gospel choir there. So that was pretty much like my version of church in that choir. And that helped me kind of tap into my artistry more in a way because we were performing, you know, like that kind of let me kind of unlock some charisma. That got me more into drill and step. I kept dancing through that choir. So, you know, all my art.
You ever battle somebody?
In dance or in music?
In dance.
In dance, I've done a team battle in my majorette team. We had a stand battle. That was fun. It was like the TV show Bring It in real life, like bucking, you know, all that stuff. Calling them out. It was fun.
Okay. Look at you. You got some experience. Look at you. We'll battle you one day. I know. But I want to put this game with you. We call it the Red Cup Special. Ooh. Basically, so don't peek. A lot of people come up here and they be trying to peek and look at the questions before they pick it out. So you're going to be able to pick 5 questions, answer them, we're going to elaborate on them and talk about it.
Ooh, I don't know if I should be scared or not, but okay, let me see. I'm not going to peek at them. I promise. Let's see. Okay, this says, favorite color to wear. Ooh. So I wear a lot of black. But realistically, I would say like mustard yellow is kind of like that kind of fall, summer color, you know? Complements my undertones well, you know? Definitely mustard yellow.
Ooh, mustard yellow. You're probably the first person I've ever heard that like mustard yellow.
It's a very specific color, but I found that I like it. I just got a shirt one day, mustard yellow, and I was like, okay, I like this on my skin, like, you know?
Okay.
Let me see. Okay. Singing or rapping? Ooh, this is something that I've asked myself a lot. I'm like, it was a hard question. Because I feel like I definitely got into singing first. I started singing when I was like 8. But I started rapping when really rapping like 10 years later. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess if I had to choose one, I feel like I would say maybe singing. Because it's a kind of a loophole, because you can kind of do like melodic rap, you know? So that kind of is still technically singing, you know what I'm saying? So I would do singing. Yep. Okay. Smart with it.
Be on a little Dirk style.
Yep. Right. Gotta finesse it, you know? Because they're really hard to choose. Orange juice or apple juice? Man, apple juice.
Ew.
Orange juice to give you that heartburn.
Ew. Why apple juice?
Because orange juice, who wakes up and says, I'm on some orange juice? Like, it's just... Only time I have it is in a mimosa. Like, that's the only time I have some orange juice.
Like, apple juice? Oh, my God.
Nah, orange juice.
Must be like a serial killer or something.
Apple juice is the way to go. That Mott's or that Martinelli's apple juice, if you know, you know.
Listen, no. Orange juice. Listen, with some breakfast pancakes in the morning, get some orange juice. No one ever said, let me get some apple juice with my breakfast. We're not 4, okay?
Orange juice and a mimosa.
No. Orange
and that mimosa.
Juice.
Yep.
You don't even need the mimosa. Just that 1 cup orange juice, no pulp. Not with the pulp, no pulp now.
I don't think so. Let me see. Trap, pop, or R&B? I feel like thing is, earlier in my life, I would have answered this differently, because if I was 13, I would have said pop. If I was like 18, I would have said trap. But now it's definitely R&B, because I'm very much in my R&B bag. Like, even my upcoming music, I want to be like, you know, on my R&B stuff, singing and rapping on these songs, you know.
Okay, most definitely. I fuck with R&B.
R&B is just like that feeling, like in that old school R&B, like that 90s R&B, just something about it.
It puts you to
like,
sleep.
I am very heavy on, I'm going to put y'all on, all the viewers, because this group is very underrated. A girl group called Flo, F-L-O. they're like, they have like a 90s R&B kind of vibe, but they're like a present day group. So 10 out of 10, like get into them before they blow up. I'm saying it now because they're going to blow up. They're our generation's biggest girl group. So I'm calling it for real. Let's see. Oh. Favorite social media? I would say I'm probably on Instagram the most. It used to be TikTok, but then I kind of stopped posting on it. But TikTok, I'll say TikTok or Instagram. Because they're both very like, you can just hop on and just post and hop off, you know. Twitter is just it's messy. Like,
you post TikTok?
It's messy. TikTok, yeah. So not big platform, but I was building a platform on there, you know. But people are just crazy on TikTok. Like, people are coming for me for no types of reasons. Just because, like, I swear. Because I had a little series where I made videos about the Bring It Dancing Dolls. And they were like, oh, stay off their business, whatever. But I'm like, girl, I'm getting paid to do this. So why are you mad at me? Like, they were just mad at me for being a fan. So they just get mad at you. People just love to hate. That's what I learned. So
most definitely.
They love to hate.
How many followers you got on TikTok?
I think I have like 43,000 right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to get to bigger status eventually, but right now I'm just trying to get back into posting because your girl has to take a little hiatus, so trying to get back consistent. So
most definitely. Well, I do want to thank you for coming out. I appreciate you for coming on and showing love to the podcast,
definitely.
Even to the showcase. Let them know where they can find all your stuff at and where they can touch with you bases with.
Yeah, so my socials, Twitter, Instagram are KayTheWordSmith. That's KayThe word Smith, like Will Smith. And then my TikTok is Kayla McLean. So it's KaylaMclean with an extra N and then an X on the end. So Kayla McLean X on TikTok.
Hey, most definitely. Big shout out to Dream Killer Records for always keeping the lights on and sponsoring the podcast. Once again, thank you, KayTheWordSmith.
You're welcome.
And we out.